A couple of days before the start of the 2012-13 NBA season, the Oklahoma City Thunder traded James Harden to the Houston Rockets. In each of the following 7 seasons, Harden never averaged under 25 points per game. He developed one of the greatest offensive arsenals in NBA history, won the 2018 season MVP award, made the All-NBA first team 5 times, and won back-to-back scoring titles. Despite his brilliance on the offensive end, the Beard was frequently criticized for his poor defense. His defensive lowlights earned him the 2016 Shaqtin Full MVP award, and some people sarcastically removed the D from his last name and called him James Harden. Hi everybody, this is Anthony, and in today's NBA Talk, I'm going to reveal the truth about James Harden's defense and his sensational 2018-19 season, in which he became the 4th player in NBA history to average over 36 points per game in a single season. Although he never won the Shaqtin MVP award again, a lot of NBA fans still label him as a liability on the defensive end.
And now, let the talk begin.
Starting with isolation defense. The stats tell that teams love to play isolation against Harden, and only 2 players in the entire NBA played more isolation defensive possessions than him. Surprisingly for some fans, Harden actually did really well, as he gave up 79 points per 100 possessions, which puts him in the 71st percentile. Now keep in mind that Harden's wingspan exceeds the expected one for a 6'5" man by 4 inches, which allows him to contest shots without leaving the ground. His physicality allows him to resist to body blows, and even when his man got past him, he used to extend his arm to reach the ball, and fortunately for Harden, some of these attempts resulted in steals and even blocks. Let's move now to his post defense. In the 2018-19 season, Harden defended more post-ups and post-ups per game than any other NBA player. Theoretically, a post-up for a player having the height of a big man against a 6'5" guard is expected to be as easy as smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel, but practically, it is not the case against James Harden. The strength of his upper body allows him to keep some of the postmen away from the hoop and to force some bad decisions even without help defense. Moreover, his active hands create many opportunities for steals. As a result, in the 2018-19 season, Harden ranked in the 90th percentile in allowed points per post-up, ahead of all members of the 2019 All-Defensive teams except Paul George and Giannis Antetokounmpo. His post-up defense held his postmen to 38% shooting and forced a turnover on 21% of these possessions. His most memorable defensive performance in the post came in Memphis against one of the most efficient post-up big men in Jonas Valanciunas, who ranked in the 90th percentile in points scored per post-up. In this game, JV killed Clint Capella in the post and scored 25 points against him on 73% shooting, but his post-game lost its dominance against James Harden, as he missed all of his 6 shots and turned the ball over not once, but twice against the former Shaqtin MVP. Harden added other victims to his list, including LaMarcus Aldridge, who averaged a league-high 8.6 post-ups per game and ranked in the 77th percentile in points per post-up. In his 2018-19 post-ups against Harden, LA was held to a disastrous 1 of 9 shooting. I repeat, 1 of 9. Let's talk about his defense against some of the best players. More often than not, PJ Tucker was the Rocket who guarded the best perimeter player on the other teams. In spite of that, Harden also guarded the elite offensive players in multiple games and even managed to slow some of them down. For example, in 5 games of the 2019 Western Conference Semis, Harden guarded Kevin Durant for about 18 possessions per game, and on these possessions, Harden's defense held KD to a terrible 33% shooting. In that same series, on his 54 possessions against James Harden, Steph Curry performed even worse than KD, as he missed 15 out of his 19 shots and only made a single triple out of 11 freaking tries. It is also interesting to check out some of Harden's hustle stats. His arm length and active hands earned him the second spot in deflections per game and the number 8 spot in recovered loose balls on defense per game. He was also the only player to compile 150 steals and 50 blocks last season, including 6 steals and 4 blocks on the 2nd of February in Utah. He also ranked 2nd in the league in steals per game and 3rd among guards in blocks per game, which is really impressive considering the fact that his ranking in contested field goals per game was not that high. Harden's defense isn't perfect though, as he ranked in the 53rd percentile in spot-up defense. He tended to overhelp on defense and to leave his spot-up man wide open, and unfortunately for him, spot-ups occurred on 31% of his defensive possessions. Now keep in mind that Harden posted the 2nd highest usage rate of all time, with just over 40% in the 2018-19 season, as almost half of his offensive possessions were isolations. To maintain as much energy as possible for offense, Harden ran with a low average speed on defense, which was 2nd to last in the entire NBA, just ahead of Dirk Nowitzki's. At the end of this video, it is safe to say that James Harden was a very decent defensive player last season. He still had some room for improvement though, and the acquisition of another scorer in Russell Westbrook may allow him to spend more energy on defense. Will he make an NBA All-Defensive team next season? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you next time.